Hey guys, I am back. I am waiting to get my kids. I got here early enough today to where I'll be looking over this way to see when everybody starts moving along in the line. Today I was craving rice. I'm going to blame Rice and Frony for that. He's another mukbanger who's been eating so much rice. I'm like, I want rice. So I was not able to cook anything, as you know, because we're still moving and everything. So I'll show you what I'm going to start. I got my drinks here. I got some tangerine Croix, which is sparkling water. I'm so close to all these people with their windows down. They're going to be like, that lady is crazy. But I don't care because I've got sushi. I got some regular sushi Dynamite roll here. I got some nigiri with tuna, and then so tuna and then salmon, and then this here's Dynamite roll, which is crab meat, avocado, seaweed, cucumber, rice with toasted and regular sesame seeds on that. And then I've already put vinegar or soy sauce on this one here, which is my Philadelphia roll, which I always get my Philadelphia rolls because I love me some cream cheese. And then I am also going to try, I've had this before, it really depends on how it's made, some seaweed salad. So let's try some of this first. Ooh, this is like neon green. That doesn't look right. That's not bad though. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor to it. Like you would think it would taste really muddy and gross because it's seaweed. It's like the grass of the ocean. But it's not. It actually all depends on like how you prepare it and what you mix in with it. I like this. And this I got from the Weiss, my grocery store, because they have like a little bit of everything. That's pretty good. I'm gonna sit here and eat this whole thing. But I have to get into this rice too. Thanks to Rice and Frony. He's a new mukbanger too. And me and him are in like the same stage. We don't know what to talk about. We don't know like how to really edit. We're very, very new to it. See, some of these pieces are almost clear. Let me see if my doesn't even want to focus on it. I've got a new phone. I'm going to be upgrading to. I've already got it. This has got like some soupy sauce in it. So it's like really drippy. But it's good. I don't know what it is. Everybody's probably like, why is that crazy lady there like holding all of her food up? I'm starting to not care, though. Because this is a kind of therapy for me, I think. I'll get into all kinds of hobbies, do things for a couple months, and then move on to something else. But I'm always going to have to eat. This is really good. Another clear piece. Like you can almost see through that. Makes me wonder if it's real. Oh, yes, I can eat with chopsticks. So, Rice and Fernie was talking about doing story times. Telling past stories of anything in your life. It's not just mukbangers that do story time. Gamers do story times. Like, everybody does story time at some point or another. Which I think is cool, because you can kind of... I could eat the rest of this, but I also want to try the other things, too. I think it's a good way for people to kind of get to know you, realize that you're a real person. It's a little bit easier for people that do the mukbang videos because we're sitting here eating. Everybody eats. I'm gonna try some of my California roll here. I've already put the soy sauce on it. So I was thinking, like, what's something a past story that I could talk about? I always like to put the ginger and a little bit of wasabi on there. I know a lot of people say, like, oh, that's not how you're supposed to eat sushi, but I eat sushi how it tastes good. And I like it like this. So, I was thinking about my past, and everybody knows that I love Disney. So, of course, my first story that I'll tell has to deal with Disney World. It's so good. Most of these people, they all have their heads down. You're like not even paying attention to what's going on. So, whenever I was younger, my parents saved up every single year throughout the year to make sure that we could go to Disney World every summer. We always were going to go to Disney, and this happened every single year from whenever I was 7 all the way up until I was 16, 17. Every year, without fail, we went to Disney. Now, back then, it was a lot cheaper. The longer you stayed, the cheaper it was, and stuff like that. So at one point, we got to stay at Disney's Caribbean Beach for 33 or 34 days. It was over a month. It was literally like my entire summer break. Like, we got out of school. We had a couple days where we stayed at home and packed. And then we went on vacation, and then we came home, and it was like back in school 2 days later. That's how long we were down there. So, since we were down there for so long, we did everything. We did all of the theme parks. We did all of the water parks. Everything. So this story takes place in one of the water parks, which is Blizzard Beach, which is still there and arguably my favorite of the water parks. There's also Typhoon Lagoon, which, not so great, in my opinion. I'm going to put a little bit of soy sauce on this nigiri here. Well, we woke up early, we got to the park, we got our chairs and everything, because you got to get there early if you want, like, one of the beach chairs. If you get there too late, you're not going to have anywhere to set your towels or anything. So, we're there for quite a few hours. And there's one part where there's a huge wave pool. And everybody just kind of gets in there, and the waves start coming in every like 5 minutes, and it's ridiculous. People everywhere. Well, I was pretty young, so I liked having goggles on, and I was always under the water. I was only on the surface if I needed air. The rest of the time I was under the water. Well, one time I went under, and it was fine, and then I come back up, I breathe for a few minutes, and then I go back under the water again. This one's some of the salmon. Yes, I'm eating sushi, and it is very, very good. I'm sharing it with the world. There's this lady looking at me. Well, the second time I go under the water and I open my eyes expecting, to see clear water, and it wasn't. Everything was green. Like, I couldn't see anything in front of my face. It was just green. And I'm like, takes me a couple seconds. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it takes me a second to focus my eyes, and I realize there is money everywhere. I kid you not. I was surrounded in $20 bills underwater. So the 10, 12-year-old me is, oh my God, get the money. Get it as quick as you can. So I just start grabbing every single bill. And I come back up, and my dad's like, what's wrong? And I like this with a wad of wet cash. And my dad is like, what? Where did that come from? And I was like, I don't know. I just went under, and there was just money everywhere. And he's like, he takes the wad of cash from me. He's like, go back under, see if there's any more. He starts putting his head down. He's looking in the water too. I come up with a few more bills. And we get out of the water. We go back to our seats. And we start counting it out. And, it's wet. So my dad's, like shaking it off and, setting it aside. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, what am I going to buy with all of this money? I'm thinking toys. I'm thinking, gadgets that I can take home to my friends and everything like that. So my dad sits there and counts it. I take breaks at the perfect time, don't I? So he sits there and he counts it, and it comes out to like $390 some. Yeah. So once I got a number on how much cash I've just made, I'm seriously thinking, what am I going to buy? And he looks at me and he's like, you know you can't keep this, right? Dad, are you kidding me? I can't keep this? I found it. And he's like, something happened in the pool. Somebody's lost their money. You can't keep it. So I start trying to compromise. Well, hey, you know, they lost it. It was their fault that they lost it. They should have been holding on to their money better than they were. That was my train of thought. But my family is pretty stand up, and you know, if somebody loses something, we try our best to get it back to whoever lost it. So he's like, you can't keep it. So I got a little bit upset, but I was finally like, okay, it's fine. So we take it up to the customer service area, lost and found, whatever. This is some of that Dynamite roll. Oh, that's good today. I need more soy sauce. So we take it up to the lost and found customer service area, and it's our turn. We get up to the counter, and a young lady was there, and she was like, what can I help you with? And I just take this wad of cash and I just sling it up onto the counter, and it's soaking wet still. And she was like, oh my gosh. Where did you find what? She didn't even know what to say. I told her, I said, we were in the wave pool. I went under, everything was fine. I came up, breathed for a few seconds, went back under, and then there was just money everywhere. So I just grabbed it all. And my dad steps in, he's like, it's like $390. She's like, oh, hold on a second. She has to call her manager over because she does not know what to do. The manager comes over and says, all right, money is one of those things, you know, it's not like you've lost a pair of glasses or you've lost your cell phone where you can tell that, you know, who it belongs to. So she said, we have to file a special report with the exact amount of money that you found. And it was so close to $400. And she wrote it down and she said, okay, are you going to be at the park for the rest of the day? And I was like, I'm not leaving until I'm able to walk out of this park with that money in my pocket. You know, at 10 years old, 12 years old, finders keepers, you know, kind of thing. And she said, this is the procedure for lost money. I'm going to get another piece of this Philly roll here. So she had to write down everything. And then she told us to stay in the park until after closing. She said, if nobody claims the money when they leave the park at the end of the day, now this was in the early to mid 90s, so I don't know if they still do it like this or not. Haven't been lucky like that since. And if nobody claims it within an hour after the park closing, it's yours. Come back and you'll get it. And I was like, all right. The rest of the day I spent thinking, like, please nobody, please nobody. I didn't get lucky, unfortunately. I wish I got lucky. I wish I could have kept that money. This is some of that tuna. I was not lucky, but I felt really, really good at the end of the day. What happened was a family was in the wave pool, and they sell these tube things that are necklaces, but they're waterproof tubes for you to keep stuff like your money or, you know, just little things. They're about that big, like that tall, and about as round as one of these sushi rolls. Go figure. So a family comes up, and it's a husband, a wife, and 3 little kids. The husband has the necklace part, the top of the tube, but he doesn't have the bottom of it. And I still remember to this day that it was a red tube. It's crazy what you can remember. And his family, like his wife was almost crying. He was really concerned. His kids were young, so they were like, we don't even know what's going on. But apparently he went up to the counter and he was like, I lost exactly $397 in the wave pool. And I know, coming here and asking, you're going to say, nobody turned it in. Who turns cash in? Nobody turns cash in. If you find cash, you keep it. My family's not like that. And in all honesty, I probably would have felt really bad if I kept the money and bought something. So the husband goes up to the counter and he said, I lost exactly this much money, and I know that you guys probably don't have it, but I have to ask anyways because all of that money was for my family to eat dinner tonight. That was so sad. And the lady said, a little girl found your money. And she brought it. And she turned every dollar in. Her name is Kristen. And she just wanted to know that it was going to make it back to its rightful owner. And I know 100% that it was this man because he only had the top thing to his tube, and there's no way he would have known exactly how much money it was unless it was his. So the wife starts crying apparently, and the husband writes me a letter thanking me for making sure that his kids got dinner. It still makes me happy. If I wouldn't have turned that money in, and if I would have went and bought all these toys and stuff that I was thinking about buying, which would have been useless for me, his family wouldn't have been able to eat that night. Because some people budget their money down to the dollar. And if you're doing a dinner show or something, you know exactly how much it's going to cost before you even go. Or if you're on like a dining plan, which they have too, you know exactly how much it's going to be. So the guy wrote a letter thanking me for making sure that his family got to eat dinner that night, and he never would have thought, even in Disney, the happiest place on earth, that people would be so nice to return that much money. And he gave me $20. So they hit the parents probably didn't get their mixed drinks or something that night. But he gave me $20 out of that and a really sincere note. And the lady behind the counter there, she was crying and she was saying how she had never seen anything like this. And she had been working there for quite a few years already, and it's just amazing. And she ended up giving me and my family fast passes to any park. Now, fast passes are like, you don't have to wait in line. You go right to the front of the line. It doesn't matter how long it is or what ride it is. You get to go right on and ride. We got fast passes for the whole next day for every single thing we wanted to ride. And it made my dad cry and stuff too, because he was like, see what turning that money in. It was worth turning that much money in to get what we got out of it. It just made me feel good. And that's one of my fondest memories of Disney. Never found that much money again, though. I found, $20 here and there. My dad found $100 in the parking space at our old house. Probably drug dealer's money. He kept that. I've found people's wallets and stuff outside. I've been able to take them back to their rightful owners. But I've never found that much cash again. And it was so worth it. And that made our vacation. And it was coming down to our last couple days too. So we had been there for a really long time. And we were starting to get burnt out on the go all day, every day. You sleep like 5 or 6 hours. When you go to Disney World, you need a vacation from that when you get back. Disney's rough, but it's so much fun. You have to plan really hard now because you can't wait in line. You'll be in one ride all day long. But that was one of my more fond memories. And out of all that, the $20 that guy gave me, I can't remember what I bought. I can't remember what I got with it. I remember it was a husband, a wife, 3 little kids. I remember his waterproof tube was red. I remember it was almost $400 that I found. I remember that, the letter that he wrote and everything. I don't remember what I bought with that money that he gave me. True story. There's still nice people out there. So that's my first story time. And that was fun. I think I'm gonna finish this seaweed salad stuff. And then I gotta go because my kids are getting ready to come out the door here. There's a couple people over there looking at me like I'm weird. But I don't care because I'm starting to like doing this YouTube stuff. No cuts, no editing, no nothing. What you see is what you get. If I mess up, you're gonna see it, or I'm just not gonna post it. Seaweed salad. If you haven't tried it, try it. And if you don't like it the first time, try it from somewhere else because every place is different. Because the seaweed itself doesn't taste like much at all. It all depends on like what they do with it. What kind of sauce stuff they put on it. Alright, last little bite. The rest of it's just juice. I can't really show you without losing it all. So that was my last bite. Give me a drink here. If you like sparkling water, you know, with just like a hint of flavor, try the LaCroix stuff. Target has like all kinds of different flavors. Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my first story time. I'll be thinking of some more, so thanks for the tip there, Rice and Frony. You guys got to check him out if you haven't. He's got like 9 subscribers, but he's really genuine, and he does all like home cooked food that looks so good. I actually fell asleep watching his videos last night. So, alright guys, talk to you later. Bye!